Man, let's talk about it. With Minister Dee Gates. Mature conversation for mature adults with mature Hey, everybody, welcome. Where did Brian go? Did we just lose Brian? I think we just lost Brian.
We're going to put him back on, y'all. We're going to put him back on.
Okay, so
we're going to put him back on.
You guys see the title scrolling across the bottom right there, right? Should spouses... Oh, there's Brian. Okay, y'all see it scrolling across the bottom. Should spouses have friends of the opposite sex? Ooh. Ooh. I can't wait to hear what you got to say about that, Brian. I just know it.
You're trying to start some trouble. You know they already coming for my neck. Come on now. Now you're going to make them want to take my whole head home
they
as a
coming for you in the last video.
All I said is I go to church to hear the word and not to find nobody. And I get 3 paragraphs written about.
I don't need all that energy. I'm like, bro.
But you know what, though? I enjoyed it. You know why?
Why?
Because that man paid attention to the whole show. For everything he wrote, he typed about the beginning of the show, the middle of the show, and the end of the show. So give me all 3 of those paragraphs every show. That let me know people tune in and staying in it. And I appreciate the fact that he had a different point of view to me and didn't try to argue or nothing. He just stated his point and went on about his business.
Good job.
So to whoever he is, I salute you, sir. Come on back for the next one.
And that's a man right there. That's the man of God. Okay, so you know,
I was ready to tussle. I'm not going to even lie. I'm not there yet. I was ready to tussle.
We got to pull Anjanette back. She be ready.
Yeah, I'll be ready to tussle. I got a little Peter in me, and I was ready to tussle. However,
you see, she commented. She was ready to fight for you.
See, here's the thing. I got the whole Peter in me. It's just what side of Peter did I have to exercise in that moment?
Don't cut nobody's ear off.
I'm not.
So, all right, y'all. Let's look at the video because you know I got a reference for us.
Come on, let's go.
All right, now this is some craziness. Let me know if y'all can't hear it because sometimes I forget to add the sound. But here we go. I think here we go.
My husband would choose his girl best friend over me any day. I, 29 female, got married a year ago yesterday. My husband and I have been together for 5 years in total. My husband has been best friends with Sasha, 30 female, since they were in diapers. I knew that I never really had a problem with their friendship until my husband and I officially started dating. Sasha would always try and get between us, and every single date we went on, she was there coincidentally, which was relatively annoying because my husband would let her stay with us on all of those dates. Now, yesterday was my wedding anniversary, and my husband forgot since he had a road trip with Sasha. I didn't know about this trip until he said he was leaving. I didn't bother telling him it was our anniversary since he didn't remember, and he would probably still spend the day with Sasha even if he did know. I didn't bother telling him bye. I just walked out and decided I was going to go shopping and do something for myself. I did that, but then his mother called me during the day wishing me a happy anniversary and asked where my husband was because he wasn't answering his phone. I told her the truth about his whereabouts and he didn't remember our anniversary. She was shocked and told me that she didn't think Sasha and my husband still had feelings for each other. I asked, what did she mean? She said that they did date in high school, but my husband told me that he never did like Sasha romantically. Everything started becoming more clear now. Maybe he did remember our anniversary, but chose not to say anything because he loved Sasha. If he loved her, he could have told me before we got married. I would have been hurt, but I understand feelings, and I know you can't control them. I don't know how to comprehend anything right now. I'm numb, and I don't get it. All I know is that my husband doesn't even love me.
I personally wouldn't be in that marriage.
I'd be done.
Yeah.
You don't remember our first anniversary?
That's enough for me.
I'm surprised. And, everyone has their own relationships, but it really sounds like Sasha has been the third wheel from the beginning. Like, she would coincidentally show up on every date. I wouldn't have gotten past the dating stage.
I agree.
I don't want to have to compete.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Can I go?
We
Can I
gotta be
go
mature.
ahead?
We gotta be mature adults here.
Yeah, we are. Can I go ahead and get stuff off my chest?
Go ahead, Brian. Go. Men first. Speak.
First and foremost, lady, Sasha ain't the third wheel. You the third wheel in your own relationship. First. Secondly, your husband, you're even the third wheel in your own relationship. Your husband ain't forget your anniversary, but what Sasha wanted to do was more important. She's always been the most important. You should have left that marriage before you said I do. You should have said I do have some questions and demands before we get married, and Sasha shouldn't have been included in them. I'm a firm believer in having friends of the opposite sex even when you're married. I'm a firm believer in that. But I'm also a firm believer in your friends understand your boundaries of your marriage. And a real friend is not going to want to interrupt that. See, Sasha's not a friend. Sasha wants her ex-man back. Because if Sasha was a real friend, she would have took that man shopping for your anniversary gift. If that's only her friend. One of them two or both of them two have ulterior motives, and they're playing them out in front of your face. And they always say, if you ever want to steal something from somebody, take it from right in front of their face because they don't ever see it coming. Shawty, you going to wake up one day and your man going to tell you he done spent the night at Sasha's house. You might want to get out of that marriage between your man and Sasha as quick as possible. And if you don't get out of it, everything you got coming, you deserve. You know better. You know better. Because once you know better, if you still accept it, that's what you want. People want that man. They know better than to be with that man, but for some reason they want that man. So they endure whatever that man does because they want him. Vice versa. That man know that girl ain't no good. She done been around the neighborhood 3 times, but that's his girl. He loves her. So he's going to accept it. And if you accept it, you only accept what you deserve. If you don't deserve it, you don't accept it and you don't allow it. So go ahead and keep getting what you want, Shawty, because apparently that's what you want. You just want a reason to complain about it.
Ooh, wait. Go ahead, Miss Anjanette.
So this topic is got me boiling in my spirit just a little bit. All right, so First off,
This is getting soon, so yeah. Let's hear your opinion on that. Look at her eyes. She's like, oh, yeah.
So, two things. If you have ever had sex with said friend, that is not your friend.
Bam.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's not your friend.
That's an ex. That's
an ex.
That's totally
Let's stop with this narrative
mm-hmm.
that because we haven't slept together in months.
Recently.
2 years ago, a year ago, 3, 8, 13, I don't care, right? So it's disrespectful to me as your spouse that you would bring a woman around me and say she's your friend and she's been intimate with you. I've got 2 friends, you know, I've got a bunch of male friends, that's for real. But I've got 2 friends that just off the top of my head, we've never slept together. That's like my brother, gross. And we don't have anything. And when I have someone, they are his friends too. Right? So they be like, hey bro, what's up? How you doing? Let's, you know, I don't disrespect my spouse or my mate in that manner and bring a man around that I call, we're just friends. No, if we slept together, strictly platonic is friends. If y'all ever cross that line, you are no longer friends, and she cannot be your friend if I'm your wife. Period, point blank. I'm sorry, that's how I feel about it.
I feel like people that have been intimate together can be friends, but once one of them branches off into a more serious relationship, then that friendship, either you're gonna have to be completely honest with both of your spouses, the fact that you can't just say you're friends and not tell them that you guys have had an intimate relationship. You can't just ignore that and eliminate that from the scenario. You got to be completely honest. And the fact that she didn't even know that they had an intimate relationship prior to her, that's the red flag right there. That's
the problem right there, because you don't know. Okay, so what is it keeping Sasha from him?
See, the thing
why
about
did he marry her in the first place?
You know what? I feel like there's attainable and then there's the unattainable. See, Sasha to me seems like the free spirit, unattainable, you can't tie me down type chick. And see, he needs the stability. Some men need the stability of having a woman that he can tie down. He don't have to worry about she ain't going nowhere. So then he can pursue the woman he really wants and go through the ups and downs with her, knowing that he always got her to go fall back.
I said it on DD Gale, I'm going to jail. I said it. Look it up. I'm going to jail. I said it right here. At 5:48 Central Standard Time. I'm going. Period. That's it.
Well, I'm the man of peace. So when you go to jail, I promise you I'll get the bail money together. If you have a bail, I'll come get you.
Thank
I'm
you.
the type, I want you to call me before you fight.
Because you want to go throw them blows with you.
I'm coming through. I'm rolling up.
Because for me,
no, I want to pray and lay hands.
Right.
Okay, what type of hands you gonna lay?
I'm praying on my way there that when I lay these hands, they effective.
because you allow.
In the Bible, they prayed before battle.
Hey,
yeah, look, Brian.
Come on. Look, so for real, I really feel strongly about that. I think it's all in the way you present it too, right? Because maybe y'all was friends or you know, and maybe it's been strictly platonic ever since we were in 9th grade. But I still think there's a way that you deal with that. And the fact that he marries her, anchors her down, and then goes and chase what he feels is attainable is selfish and unfair. And you're wasting my time.
My thing is, you ain't got no friend of the opposite sex. We got a friend of the opposite sex. Because if she ain't
there you go.
She ain't your friend. If I can't call her up and talk to her at 3 o'clock in the morning, guess who ain't gonna call her and talk? If me and her ain't going out, guess who ain't gonna go out kicking it with her? If she's not, because the thing about it, when we get married, guess what we become? One. So she can't be your friend and not be my friend. So if I don't know her, she don't call me, we don't kick it, we don't hang, she not
gonna be calling your phone. That's not your friend.
She's not your friend.
And here's my thing. I'm your friend.
And I ain't even gonna argue with no dude over nothing like that, because I had a guy, Russ. He when we first started dating, I'm thinking it's just me and him. We cool, right? Then all of a sudden, he talking to this ex, and he talking to this ex. And, oh, we just friends. She helped me do his ex. Look, boo, I had to pull back for a minute. You got too many exes that you still friends with. You got 3 or 4 exes you still friends with, and you no, absolutely not. Out. And somebody I'm sure watching or they see the video, oh, that's insecure. It ain't insecure. If they didn't been there, they can go there. And if they didn't been there, I don't want nobody around mine that didn't been where I'm going. Because then you got that visual,
right.
That visual is there. If y'all was sexually attracted,
it's there. I don't care.
If you guys were sexually attracted to each other one time, you'll be sexually attracted to each other 2 times. I'm not gonna be
right.
That's gonna be having my man friends with his ex. Now, if it's a friend that he's never had sex with, never been intimate with, and she just is cool, I can work with it until I see a problem with it.
Right, absolutely. I think that's reasonable. I think it's unreasonable and selfish to ask your woman to accept your ex that you done now renamed as your friend.
Y'all have been all over each other, and you have been all in the that is not your friend. You got exes, and then you have friends. Don't present an ex to me as just being a friend, because then we're gonna have problems. Go ahead, Brian.
Okay, see, here's my thing. And I would have to slightly disagree with both of you.
Brian, don't make me come find you. We in the same city.
You ain't gotta find me. I'll tell you exactly where I'm at and what I got on. I'll be in the middle of the street when you been in the corner.
I'm coming. Because you be making me want to fight
you. Address. All you got to do is come outside. I'll be out there.
You be making me want to fight you. I live out in the suburbs. You know, they call the police too quick on us out here. I got to come in.
Oh, no. We can get in the car and go somewhere where they ain't going to call the police.
All right. We're going to have to meet up at the park.
Yeah, crazy.
We have to meet up at the playground like they did.
At 3 o'clock. But here's why.
Look, Brian.
I'm ready. Okay. All right. I got the stick on my shoulder when you're ready to fight. Knock it off. But here's my thing. I've got a couple of exes from 20 plus years ago that I was intimate with then that are some of my best friends now. And when I say best friend, that's what I mean, because my ex will call me and tell me what my daughter's doing. And the only reason she knows that is because when I got married, my ex-wife now and my ex-girlfriend are now very good friends. They talk one-on-one. Their kids hang out one-on-one.
That made my head
hurt. But see, the thing is that, like both of you said, you both said a whole lot of truth. There has to be an honest conversation from the beginning. Because when me and my ex-wife were together and we happened to run into my ex, I introduced them both as who they were for their position at that moment. And when me and my ex-wife got back to the house, who was she to you, Brian? And I showed her pictures, gave her timelines.
Like, you gotta be honest. Like, if you're honest like that and you present it to me in that type of package, then I may not like it. I may be down with it, or I might be like, I'm cool on it. But at least you gave me an honest assessment of the question and gave me the choice as to whether or not I want to deal with it. Okay.
I think the dishonesty of the husband, for instance, and the dishonesty period, like You have to be honest. And when, like, if you want this person in your life, if he wanted Sasha in his life, he should have told his wife, hey, this is what's going on, da da da. Because at the end of the day, that's his friend. He wants her there. I love her. I love you. It's not like I love two people. It's just me and you. And I love my friend. I love my homeboys. I wouldn't want to give them up because I got married. Those are my friends.
Right.
I don't, but he can feel comfortable enough to know that Martin gonna come sit on the couch, watch the game with him. Jonathan gonna come over here and take him somewhere to get some wings. It's all,
like
all
we all kicking it. We
all kicking it.
Go ahead,
but
Brian.
when you and your homegirl best friend, right? Y'all got y'all own little relationship over here. She don't even speak to me.
Girl.
Nah.
See, here's the thing. Her. You know me. No sis. Go ahead, Brian.
You shouldn't snatch. You first of all, you shouldn't be trying to snatch her. You ain't married Sasha. You married your husband.
I'm gonna snatch her too.
No, for what?
Because if he care about her enough, he gonna make sure he get it right where I don't have to snatch her.
But see, here's the thing. No, he's not. That dude.
If you love your friend, you won't let her get beat up.
Right, you won't let her get beat up. Yeah, first of all,
that's not his friend. That's his woman.
I know. We know. You know.
So there is no friendship in that.
Yeah.
And what Sasha is the perfect person who knows how to play the side chick role.
Man, when you spend your first wedding anniversary with your best friend who is a female instead of your wife, that is a huge, and I don't believe for a moment that this man didn't remember. I don't even believe the best friend didn't remember. That best friend knew. She knew exactly what she was doing, and she probably gave him a choice. Like, you either gonna spend a day with her or you gonna spend a day with me. And if you don't want me to run my mouth about what's really going on, you spending this day with me.
Sasha ain't say none of that. That man made the honest choice without her having to say, I'm telling you, I know dudes like this, and I know how they operate. Let me
find out you one of them. Let me find out you. You been like that before?
Allow me to introduce myself. That was
me. Shoot, Brian.
I was that person. Come on, now we being honest and real about ourselves, right? I don't have any. You open up my closet, you'll see the same outfits that you see looking from the bedroom. I ain't got no skeletons in my closet. Okay. And here's the thing. That man, I wasn't that bad. I wouldn't. And I wasn't married.
Never think they that bad.
No. I wasn't married. He's married to this one.
Okay.
I wasn't married, but then again, when I say that bad, even if it was a girlfriend, I wasn't missing my anniversary. I might come late to your birthday party, but our anniversary, see, there's a few things, if you're going to play this game, you first got to understand. Home has to be the happiest, most comforting place you have. Because playing this game, the streets get real hectic, real fast. And you have to have a place where you can come lay your head down and collect your thoughts.
In peace, though. In peace.
That's laying your head down, collecting your thoughts. So you have to have a peace and serenity. And one thing you don't ever do, you don't ever mess up your peace and serenity for hectic, fast-paced lifestyles. So what both of y'all said was very correct. You don't have a best friend of the opposite sex. We do. Because if to him, if all Sasha was his best friend, if you wanted to be a real pimp at this, you would make Sasha your girl's best friend. Why? Because then you can get that much closer in to both of them.
I don't like your game, but I appreciate you spitting it, though. Thank you for sharing.
Tell me why I lied.
I know you tell the truth. It just made me a little mad to hear you say.
Look, I'm over here triggered like a mother.
Right now, I can't even trust if I accept the best friend because it still might be crap.
But here's the thing. Honesty is always the best policy. And there's a reason why I just changed the way that I think to what it is now. It was about 10 years ago, I adopted a saying. I trust everybody I come across. I trust them to be exactly who they show me they are.
I don't trust nobody.
See, here's the thing. That takes too much energy for me. One of my best friends in the whole world, he's a real bad thief and he steals from everybody. Mm-hmm. But guess what I understand? Guess what I trust him to do if he comes over my house and leaves my stuff? I'll leave my stuff out.
Steal.
Exactly. Why? Because it's not that I don't trust him because he steals. I trust the fact that if I give him the opportunity, he'll steal from me.
That's true. That's true.
And the thing is if
people will be who they are.
Exactly. And I trust you to be who you show me you are. Mm-hmm. So that way I know exactly what size and how long the spoon that I feed you with needs to be. Because just because you're a thief doesn't mean that there's not 13 other qualities that we share. That just may not be one of them. So let's get together on these other qualities and I'll make sure that you can't steal from me. So there is no tension.
Well, when me and my husband got married, my second husband, and we were actually, living together and trying to attempt like we were going to actually be really married. I didn't speak to any of my male friends that I had previous to him. Just because, first of all, a few of them were exes. So, and to me, it was just been disrespectful for me to continue on. And I don't want to necessarily let him know that, what type of relationship I had with these people prior to him either, because, he don't need to know all that. But then, second of all, with me knowing the previous relationship, it was better for me to just not have contact with them, while we were trying to make things work. But, I did not get that same respect, believe it or not,
See,
so
here's the thing. Here's the thing. And this is what y'all were talking about.
Oh, shoot, where Brian go? Brian always lose us. But, so I feel like my personal opinion when it comes to having friends of the opposite sex and you're in a relationship, you got to be real careful about that. Because you need to, like I said, be completely honest, and you need to make sure that this person is respecting who you're with. That's the main thing. And I think that's what messes up a lot, because they're your friend. They're calling you. They're talking to you. They're caring about you. They're looking out for you, but they have very little contact with who you're with. That's a problem, because that person is not being a friend to who you're with. And if they care about you and they care, put it like, Anjanette, you my friend, right? If I care about you, I care about your relationship. I care about you being happy in your relationship. I care about there being peace in your relationship. So if I'm your friend, I'm not going to do anything that's going to cause a disruption in your relationship. Or Brian, your relationship. So I would make it my business to be friends with your girlfriend or your wife because I would want her to feel comfortable with me being your friend. And if a friend doesn't make that effort to make who you're with see what you see in them as a friend, then that person is not really interested in you as just a friend. Because Anjanette likes me, I would want her guy to like me the way she likes me to see why I'm her friend, knowing that I'm her friend. You see what I'm saying? And then I would want your girl to be cool with me, knowing that I'm her friend just as much as I'm your friend.
Because I want to keep my friend.
Right, and I want to keep her relationship happy. Because
exactly.
If I'm a friend, I'm not going to do anything that's going to mess that up. I'm not going to.
And when I'm like, for instance, one of my homeboys was married for 20-something years, right? Uh-huh. Me and his wife are cool. She called me sis, like I call her sis. There was a time in our relationship over the 20 years that me and her would hang out. Me and her would talk. We would exchange stuff. She would tell me he acting up, doing this, doing that, whatever. I was both of their friends. Now she decided at some point that she didn't really like me anymore, not because of anything that I was doing with him. She just didn't like who I turned out to be as a person, right? Like she didn't really care for me anymore.
You just weren't her cup of tea.
Yeah, I wasn't her cup of tea no more, and that's cool. When I saw her, it's all love. You know what I mean? I talked to her, but I wasn't her cup of tea. But me and her husband remained friends. But I never went to their house. I was never in their face. You know, all that. We talk on Facebook about the kids because her kids are my nephew and niece, right? They call me auntie. So I've been knowing them kids since they was in the womb. Mm-hmm. So it's like that, right? But I would never, if she was uncomfortable with our friendship, I would back away. Because I want his relationship to work and I love him. And no distance can keep me and my friend from loving each other.
And see,
but I would never want that to come in between me and my friend.
This actually happened to my son, my baby boy. His best friend is a female. And my son got married. They were married for about, I think, 8 years or something like that. But they were married for quite some time. But his wife initially had a problem with his female best friend. And they initially didn't get along. And she came to me about it. So I had to let her know, like, look, that is really his best friend. Like, they've had no personal anything that I know of. And I would know. I'm his mom. I would know. I was like, they are really just friends. She would go to the ends of the earth for my son and vice versa, and for y'all kids. Because there was a time where, the mother wasn't able to do certain things, and my son needed something to get done for the kids. He called his best friend. She went to the store, she went shopping, she bought the clothes, she got everything together, helping all three of them get ready to go out of town. Because they was taking the kids out of town, and the wife was doing something. My son was working, he couldn't do it, so the best friend did it for both of them. You know what I'm saying? So it just needs to be. I think if you're going to have friends of the opposite sex, there need to be clear, defined boundaries.
Here's the thing. The only way now, listening to what you just said about your son's situation, that was an insecure woman. Mm-hmm. Because she knew off top what it was. He already told her.
She eventually accepted it, but it just took a minute though. She was not feeling it though.
But before I got cut off or blanked out, whatever the case, and had to log back in, you were talking about your ex-husband and how you cut off a few of your exes. That's the perfect definition of what you were talking about earlier. You have exes and you have friends. Mm-hmm. The ones you cut off were exes. Those weren't friends. Those were exes.
Well, there were exes that I still talk to, though. The reason why I had to cut off certain exes, because you have that ex that's an ex, a pure ex. Like, y'all just used to date, but y'all ain't into y'all. There's no flirting. There's no nothing. But then you have exes that flirt with you all the time. Like, I have my oldest son's father. He flirts with me all the time. So that's an ex that I couldn't still be friends with if I wanted to be in a serious relationship, because he's going to continue to flirt. He's not going to not do that. And that would be disrespectful to my person that I'm with.
I guess I'm just a man who thinks differently, because I've come across a lot of people or a lot of women who get mad when people flirt with their boyfriends or flirt with their husband. If the flirting is done in pure fun, and I believe there is a such thing as just flirting for fun, I don't see a problem with that. Whether I'm the one being flirted with, or whether I'm the one doing the flirting, or whether it's my wife being flirted with, or the one.
What? If they don't have a problem with the black eye that they get after flirting with my husband, then hey, sure, go flirt on. I don't have no problem with it. If they don't have a problem with that black eye they gonna get, I don't have a problem with them flirting.
Flirting, are you disrespectful?
Absolutely. If you want to flirt with my husband, you gotta make sure I ain't standing there, because I'm not just gonna let you.
Let me ask you.
Maybe I'm a little bit more hood than I should be.
No, I'm saying like, what do you call flirting though?
Okay, me and my husband standing there, and you walk up, hey, honey, how you doing? First of all,
That's disrespectful. That's not flirting. That's disrespectful.
I wouldn't necessarily snatch her at that moment. I'm gonna first give him that look, and then I'm gonna wait for him to adjust the situation. As long as he adjusts the situation, then I'm not gonna have to adjust the situation.
See, that's not flirting. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, flirting is disrespectful. Any type of flirting with somebody else's person, and that person, that's disrespectful. Because flirting is showing sexual attention. It's showing attraction. That's what flirting is all about. It's showing attention and showing attraction to a person. Because you have to be attracted to a person to even flirt with them. So if you're flirting with my person in front of me, you're showing him that you're attracted to him with the flirt. Like, no, you do that on your own time, sis. Catch him on the way. You ain't finna do that in front. You're not gonna invade my space with that.
See,
and I've never had a chick bold enough. I think I look like. I
don't even look like you can get away with that.
I think I have an F around and find out type face. So I think that they don't even go there because you're not in front of me. Now, what you do? Don't be messing with. I'm serious. You might try that when I'm.
Now, here's the thing.
Where somebody just walk up in front of me.
See, here's the thing. Hold on. To me, the analogy you just gave, that ain't flirting. That's disrespectful, and she needs a black eye for that one.
But that's flirting. But any type of flirting is disrespectful.
I mean, so it's so many things coming through my head. I'm trying to pick one. So I'm on the fence, right? Because one time, what you say?
I said, pick the most violent one. Choose violence.
So I'm kind of flattered when women flirt, but hear me out. Not in a disrespectful way. But like, for instance, I remember a long time ago, I was dating this dude.
In your story, I need you to explain to me how is flirting not disrespectful? Because I don't have a scenario in my brain where flirting is not disrespectful.
Okay. So for instance, we're talking, right? And we were at I think I was at like a Waffle House or something. And so the girl comes up to me and she like, oh, look at them nails. I like them nails, girl. And I'm like, oh, thank you, whatever. And so she looked at him and she said, oh, you all dressed up. You know what I mean? Where y'all finna go? You know what I mean? And he like, oh, because men, they get all flattered. Oh, you like, I like your shirt. You know what I mean? And then,
that's complimenting. I don't have no problem with compliments. Flirting is a different
I mean, that's how I like and then they like one girl was like, she kept asking him if he wanted something, right? She was like, put her hand right here. You all right?
You want this back out?
Y'all all right? And then so I was laughing about it, right? Because I'm like, she just really want to touch you, like, any way she can, right? She just.
When you make physical contact with my man in front of me, that's a problem.
So look, I told her we had, so she comes up again, and then she's like, and I said, that's my shoulder. That's my shoulder. That's my shoulder.
Excuse me, sis.
That's my shoulder. That's my shoulder. She said, you shot, girl. Yeah, that's my shoulder. That's my shoulder. With the smile on my face. That's my shoulder.
I will hurt you, girl.
That's my shoulder.
I will.
Baby, you are so embarrassing. I cannot believe you said that this was your shoulder. I said, you were just enjoying her touching on you too much. No.
Last time me and my husband went out to dinner, we ran into, it was some woman that he knew. Whatever. This was like last month. It was some woman that he knew. And she was like, hey, well, I'm about to say my husband's name, but she was like, Amos Floyd. And then she walked up and then she looked at me and, introduced myself and, everything. And then she gives him a hug. And then while she's giving her, look at me, is it okay if I give a hug? And I looked at her and he just like gave it to her. And I said, well, you didn't need it now. If you was going to ask me, you going to ask me, why are you doing it? What's the point? I looked at her, I was like, you didn't need it now. My husband looked at me, he grabbed my shoulder, he was like, come on. I was like, I said, if she was going to do it and then ask, what was the point?
Look, like people do stuff. My current boyfriend or fiance now is extremely freaking friendly. I hate it. I'm a friendly woman, and hey, how you doing? But yeah, hey, darling, how you doing? Gentlemen, let me get the dope for you. This and that. So, yes, I'm like that all the time. Yes,
like,
yes.
Who did her door open before you? Who was opening the door when you went in the ring? You want
y'all
to
serious right now?
You want to be Mr. Gentleman now? Okay.
Hold
Now, seriously, do I have a problem with my man holding the door open? Am I gonna make a big deal of it? No, but internally, I'm like, you.
Let me ask you this.
Internally, I'm seething over that.
Did he hold the door open for you before he was your man?
Yeah.
Okay, stop it.
That's
Leave it alone. Stop. Hold on. Whoa. Wait a minute. Was he?
Don't be sipping your stuff on me.
Was he saying those same little things before he was your man? Was he saying them to everybody the way he says them to everybody now?
What's your point here, Brian? Because I once again,
man,
I feel like you said it.
Here's my point.
Like, move on.
Here's my point. Y'all got y'all hands on a gentleman and don't know how to act with one.
You know what? I feel personally offended at that statement.
Guess what?
I do. He is he's a Southern gentleman, a whole Georgia boy. And he gets I love it, and I don't like it because it can be misconstrued as flirting.
Right. Let us be a little bit too friendly though. Then them clouds come out.
They made a whole song about that Southern man. He's such a gentleman. He growls when he talks.
He don't growl when he talks too, baby.
Okay, and guess what?
I love country boys.
You know how many thousands of millions of women would want to be in your place right now?
I do. And I got my
songs about country boys.
You got you a rare breed of a real man.
I do.
You know how you keep another woman out of his face? So they
young lady, when that other woman is touching his shoulder or trying to, and you say that's my shoulder, just understand, she knows how lucky you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And you know, like I always say, baby, I don't, like you say, Didi, on the inside of me, I'm like,
because I guess, you know what it is? You know why we're like that, Anjanette? And it's not that I have never been that, I done been a side chick before. I done been everything before. So it's not like I don't understand both sides. But I guess I'm at a place now in my life where I don't have a need to walk up on nobody else's nothing. And if I see a couple standing there, I'm not walking up touching on anybody. Now, if I want to compliment, I'll compliment both of y'all outfits and keep on moving. But I'm not touching nobody's man. I'm not touching nobody's woman. I'm how y'all doing, and I'm gonna keep on moving. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand the women that are bold enough to walk up to a couple that you obviously see as a couple and touch on somebody else's man. I feel like if you got the balls to do that, then you got the balls to take this black eye. That's all I feel like. If you look, I don't care.
See, here's the thing. A real gentleman, ain't gonna let no other woman come up to him and just start touching on him.
I agree.
Out the blue.
Absolutely.
He ain't
But
going
as
for
a
that.
woman though, I need you to know that you're not going to just get away with disrespecting me like that. Though.
Right.
So,
Waitresses, they do whatever they feel like they have to get.
So the next time she
here's
figures me out with another person, she gonna remember the last time she walked up to somebody that I was with and got out of hand. She gonna understand, like, maybe I don't want to do that with her again. Let me go.
See, here's the thing. A real gentleman ain't gonna let you even have to say anything because he's gonna take care of it himself.
That's true.
So it ain't about her seeing you back out again. It's about her seeing him and her saying, I can't mess with him no matter who he's with because he stopped that from the get-go. Like one of my good friends, we went out, me and him went out. It's a dude. And the server came up touching on him, talking about, I like your dreads. He said, so does my woman. So please don't try to touch him no more because I don't play that game.
See, now that's cool. That's the way a man's supposed to handle it. That's the way a female's supposed to handle it.
But see, here's the thing. Now, guess what'll happen if he goes back out to that same restaurant with his girl? The server didn't see him with a girl. She saw him with me. It was just us two. So a real man ain't even gonna let you see the problem that's at hand.
Yeah, he gonna check it. I feel like he should check it when you're around and when you're not around. And I feel
absolutely. And check it more when I'm not around.
But the thing about it, the way women respond to your man when you are around tells you how he is when you're not around, especially if these are women that he deal with on a regular basis, like co-workers, church members, and stuff like that. If they feel comfortable enough to be doing those things in your presence, it's because they're doing it when you're not around. So that means somewhere your husband or spouse not checking the situation properly. So that's the reason why I said initially, even though I'm joking and I'm saying that I would give somebody a black eye, I've never acted out of character like that since being saved. I have to say since being saved. Not as much.
Okay.
Not as bad. Let's put it like that. Whereas the old me would definitely black your eye real quick. The new me, I don't do that, okay? I'll stand to the side and I'm going to assess the situation. And I'm going to look like I did with my husband. I looked and I'm like, oh, okay. And he got to explain and adjust it. And, when the lady hugged him anyway, I didn't black her eye. I just kind of like let her know, like, you were still out of line, though. You asked me after you already did it, but okay, sure. Go ahead. And then we walked away.
Now, this is my actual fiance, and we were out, and we were for his birthday. And the lady next to us, older lady, but don't matter. So she was over there next to us, and all her friends were wishing her happy birthday. He was like, "Oh," he said, "My birthday was on the 13th." And then so they turn over, happy birthday. So she gets up and she's like, "Can I hug you? Can I hug you?" I said, "Yes, ma'am. You can hug her." She was like, "Oh."
She waited though. I'm talking
about my head was suspended in the air. She was like, because just like your face, you look like I don't play. So let me. She's like, and he's like, "Can she hug me? Is it okay?" I was like, "Yeah, go ahead." She's like, "He's so sweet. I saw him pull your chair out. He's so sweet." I was like, "He is sweet." And he was like, "Oh, happy birthday, this and that." So he's all over there talking to him. I'm like, "Oh, here we go." So then they gotta have conversation.
He's an extrovert. Oh.
He's an extrovert, and I'm an extrovert, but not to that extent. Like, baby, be on one. When we are outside, we outside talking to everybody.
I'm an introvert. Even when I'm outside, I really don't want to be bothered.
I don't want to be bothered, and I have to tell him, baby, I need to see you. I don't want to see everybody. I don't want to talk to everybody. Please don't make me.
You ain't got to talk to everybody.
Okay, so Brian, what would you do though if you ever been in a relationship where your woman had a male friend, and how did you handle it?
Yes. Me and my ex-wife's best friend is a man.
Okay.
I met him about a month and a half, 2 months after I met her. They all used to work together for my father. That was over 24 years ago. That's still my homie to this day. Me and her went through a whole boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, marriage, blow up, crash,
divorce,
a whole divorce and everything. That's still my homie. Because what we understood was the definition of what a friend is. A friend isn't, I'm trying to smile in your face and smash a girl. A friend isn't, I'm going to go tell your secrets to her secrets to you. A friend isn't that. A friend is exactly who he is. And he's still my dude. My daughter plays with his kids. We're cool, you know what I mean?
See, I'm very sensitive to how a female friend of anybody that I'm with would respond to me. That's what I'm most sensitive in. Not necessarily whether or not they hug.
That's gonna tell the truth.
It's how they respond to me, how they react to me, how they speak to me that will tell me whether or not they're just my husband's friend or it's more to it than that. And that's the only thing I can pay attention to because I don't know their relationship, but it's all about how she engages me. And if she don't, and I'm telling you flat out, if she don't like me, then you can't be his friend, or we gonna have to break. You can't be his friend and not like me. Let me ask you this. What
would the issue be if to your husband or to your fiance, whichever one of y'all want to answer, in his eyes, it was nothing more than a friendship and you could see that. But it was her, the one who wanted to take it to the next step. What would your issue be?
So with that being said, then I have to assess and have that conversation with my husband as to, okay, so he may not be initially interested, but with enough pressure, a woman can get a man to fuck. You know, and I've been on both sides of the barrel, and I know, that you can get a man to fold. I've been in a position where I was seduced and folded, so I do believe that you had that to me is a dangerous line. If
it really is.
If she's interested in him in any way, shape, or form, then she can't be his friend. Period. Dot.
I think too, playing devil's advocate here, right? That also these people knew each other before we came along. And they were doing this game before we came along, right? So do we get to tell somebody who they can and cannot be friends with? Right? And then when is that okay? Right? So like I'm at the stage of dating, I don't care about your female friends because we just dating.
Marriage is when we get into that marriage.
So when we get into the place where we're discussing marriage and we're discussing being one, I'm expecting if this person is in your life, this person is important to you, I'm expecting you to get on the phone with your homegirl that you say is your best friend and say, hey, I want you to meet someone that's special to me. I'm getting married.
And right? See, you notice that your man is not maneuvering. Your man is not maneuvering right. That's a red flag. If he ain't if he can call and tell everybody else, oh, I'm getting married, but he ain't hollering at that girlfriend, that female friend the same way.
Child.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all must be becoming a couple, getting married or getting engaged and getting married overnight. Because if that's your die-hard, ride or die friend, they would have known who you were through every phase and process. So they would have known who the girlfriend was. They would have known when the girlfriend became the fiance.
No, I think what she's saying is that when you make that decision, to take it to the next level as far as marriage and engagement, that he should be on the phone with her just like he is with everybody else making that announcement. And if he's not, then
you know, okay, so here's the thing. If he's not, then you have, as the woman, we need to figure out why not, right? What is going on with him that he's not? Is it that he's scared? Is it that he's got cold feet? Is it that he just doesn't know what to say? Sometimes men are doing something that looks drastic and it's really not much. He don't know the words. I'm getting married. He don't know the backlash he might get for that.
Why would it be so hard to say, hey, I got engaged to my girlfriend, I'm getting married? Like, why would that be a hard thing to say to somebody who is just your friend?
Right. Okay. In that instance, it's not. But that means that this person is not just your friend.
Correct.
Right. And it doesn't mean you can say, I don't know why that's a safe thing to say. Oh, just my friend. Oh, that's my buddy. Oh, that's my friend. Oh, that's my friend. But right. You making a life-changing decision and you ain't told your friend?
You ain't tell your
best friend, your ride or die? You ain't told your rider you getting married?
Hey, Anjanette, ain't that your friend?
Ain't that your friend? Ain't that your friend?
I can't with y'all today. Okay, Brian.
I am triggered. You hear me? I am so triggered.
But that's your friend, though, right?
That's your friend.
That's your friend. Okay, so Brian, last words, sir.
First and foremost,
spouses have friends of the opposite sex. Final word, sir.
My final word is, like I started out, my final word's gonna mirror my opening words. I believe so, but boundaries have to be set from the jump, and understand when two come together in marriage, they become one. You can't only like half of me. If you my real friend, you're gonna like all of me, and all of me pertains to all of her. So the same respect you give me, you've got to give her, just like the same respect I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna give your wife too. When my female best friend got married, when I called the house, the first person I spoke to was the husband.
That's right.
Chopped it up with him, and then I asked him, was she available to talk? And if he said no, all right, bro, tell her I called. Click.
That's it.
There is no stepping on toes. There is boundaries set because, like we all said, I need my friend to know that I'm really their friend. I care about the whole situation. I don't want to I want to add to the good things. I don't want to subtract the good and make it negative. I'm not trying to break up a home. I'm trying to strengthen the foundation of the house.
Okay, Anjanette, final words, ma'am.
So first off, I think it's how you present it. I think honesty is the best policy. Everybody has open communication about how they feel. Respect and boundaries is always a factor. And be open-minded, right? That's kind of my last thoughts, be open-minded about the situation. If you get married, you get married. And the Bible says that you cleave to your wife. That means you don't cleave to your best friends. You don't cleave to your male friends. You don't cleave to female friends. It's all about respect and honesty in the beginning. So that's what I would say. You got a friend, you need to be honest about it from the beginning. That way it's no question.
And I mirror what my final words are, pretty much mirroring what you guys saying. They need to be friends of the couple. So at some point, it's no longer they're your friend or my friend, they're our friend. And if they're not willing to extend that olive branch to the other person, like you said, the other person in your relationship, then at some point you have to sit down and take an assessment as to whether or not that person is truly your friend. And I think you have to have full disclosure as to what transpired throughout the life of the friendship. I don't care if it was 20 years ago. If you guys have ever had a sexual, intimate relationship, and if you want your new spouse that you're about to marry to accept this person as just a friend of yours, you need to have full disclosure of everything. and then let her go in or let him go in with open eyes, fully knowledgeable and accepting of the situation. And I think it can work. But without those defined boundaries, without full disclosure, without a threefold friendship, it's not going to work. That's what I say about it. You know, I would like to get a lot of comments on this video. Anybody got anything they want to say? We want to hear about it. You got show ideas, be willing to share. We about to be out, y'all. Peace out. We love y'all. See y'all next time.
Bye. See you next time.